So, you want to bag your Toyota Raize. Hello and welcome to a new video guys here at Fitment TV. And today we have a Toyota Raize. A Toyota Raize na turbo in turquoise. A good follow-up video for our previous catalog video ng Toyota Corolla Cross. Why did I say that? Because majority of cars here in the Philippines are transitioning from the original or the traditional sedans, coupes, to crossovers. I could actually say the Toyota Raize is a crossover version of the Vios. And of course, the Corolla Cross is a crossover version of the Corolla Altis, right? So, it's a crossover revolution, and today we have another crossover bag slammed to the floor here at Fitment TV. This is our iteration of the Raize, and of course we're not the first one to do this, but it's fine. This is our way to do it. You might learn something from it. If you are a Toyota Raize owner, shout out nga pala sa South Racers Club of the Philippines, tama ba? SRCP. Okay? So, it's been a while since I mentioned car clubs kasi I was part of HECP, Honda City Club of the Philippines. How are you guys? So, if you are a Raize owner, this will be a perfect catalog video for you to learn, to see, to slowly introduce yourself to AirSus kasi before you even start bringing your car over here for air suspension, makikita mo na agad yung ginawa sa Raize Turbo na ito. If you don't have a Raize Turbo, it's fine. It's gonna be parehas lang for all platforms, okay? So, before anything else, please like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon for a notification. And once more, guys, alam nyo na ang drill. Lend me your ears, okay? As we dive into the technical details of the Raize Turbo or the Raize under chassis air suspension build, alright? I'll see you there in a bit. Hello and welcome to the front suspension of the Toyota Raize, where we are actually mated with a very familiar suspension type. This is actually a McPherson type strut. Very similar to a Toyota Vios, Toyota Wigo on its class. It shares some parts, and the shocks actually itself is parang galing Vios lang din, na pati yung knuckle actually, parang shared sila ng Vios platform. Pero don't quote me on that, this is what I am observing right now. Other than that, ano pa bang masasabi natin? We are actually using a Airlift 5814 na bag. We call it the fat bag because andito yung engine, has more lift capabilities. As you can see, the clearance is actually maluwag. Okay? This car is fairly new. Undercoated siya. As you can see, may mga coating tayo dito. And then what else? Something to note is that yung hose line ng ating air suspension is tumakbo kasabay ng brake lines. Okay, sorry for the blurriness. It's quite cold here. Doon tas lumabas tayo in a moist environment. Anyway, one thing to note then is that Toyota Raize have a stabling issue here. Pag sobrang taas ng kotse, tumatama na yung sway bar sa control arm. This actually happened to one of our friends in the social media scene, si Franz Gao, sa race niya na lifted. When the car's lifted, you need to change to a shorter stab length. Okay? And when you actually lower the car, okay, tataas yan, may clearance naman. As you can see here, pag nakajack yung kotse, tumatama sa ilang. I don't know if you can see it. Pero yan, yun lang naman yung na-discover namin. Other than that, this is a fairly new car. And ito yung ating catalog video for this vehicle. We're talking about the air suspension naman. Other than that, maluwag yung space, McPherson type strut. We actually used yung stock bearing niya sa taas kasi similar nga siya sa Vios. I'll probably discuss that in another video. Pero yeah, it's going to be it for the front suspension of the Toyota Raize. Anything else to note? Wala na naman. Okay? It's going to be it. Let's move on to the backside where we'll discuss the similarities pa rin ng kotse sa ibang platform, itong Toyota Raize na ito. Hello and welcome to the rear suspension of the Toyota Raize, where we're actually mated with a divorce suspension layout, torsion beam design. Okay? Ang Raize, yun nga sabi ko, very similar sa Vios, Wigo. Yung kanyang design sa likod, the design on the rear suspension is a torsion beam suspension, which means the left side and the right side ng vehicle is connected together. Okay? And we are mated with a divorce suspension layout. The shocks is divorced from the spring, but for this one, it's called an air spring kasi naka-air suspension tayo. Okay, One thing to note, clearance nito is sakto lang, not too tight, not too maluwag, or spacious. But there's one thing I need to note. For the Vios catalog, we are actually using the super slim bags. This, for some reason, has more clearance compared to the Vios, and I actually used a bigger bag compared to the Vios because this is actually a heavier car, or a bigger car compared to the Vios sedan that it was actually honed after. You'll see some similarities. After you built a lot of cars in this class, makikita mo yung similarities ng kanilang design. Nonetheless, ito yung rear bags natin. The fitting is underneath. Okay? Sinundan lang namin yung brake lines. What else? Yeah, it's going to be it. There's actually provisions for an air tank here sa side na to. You can actually put an air tank here, pero that's going to be for future references. We don't wanna, risk it kasi of course medyo masikip, unlike the Corolla Cross na ginawa namin. But yeah, that's going to be it for the rear suspension of this Toyota Raize. Okay, let's move on to the system side para ma-discuss natin kung ano yung piniling layout ng client na ito. Hello and welcome to the trunk layout or system layout nitong Toyota Raize natin here, where we are actually mated with a setup na very familiar to you guys. The client went for a trunk layout for now because we need some time to do the tank placement outside. The car is really small compared to the Corolla Cross, so I told to the client, bro, let's not experiment further on it, but for a safe choice, this is the best place because it's a hatchback, so the driver and passengers are right there. You don't want to, put it above, and your cargo space will be hampered. For this one, we did in fact go with a single compressor air suspension management system package for the client, the Gen 4. Okay, this is our latest generation where we are actually proud to say na it's ready for export. Okay, so you'll see more of these in the future, but for now, this is it. This is the layout of the Raize. There's nothing much to discuss. It's a very simple layout. We just wanted to show you the cleanliness of the workmanship of the boys. All the hose lines and wiring went from one side, and this is the layout. Okay, you can still put stuff beside it, like cleaning materials, but other than that, it's pretty straightforward. So yeah, let's drop the car and discuss the final thoughts of the Toyota Raize. Okay? Hello and welcome back. And we are now here in the last and final thoughts about the Raize. Quick summary lang before we proceed to my conclusions. The front suspension of this car is what? A McPherson type strut, similar to a Vios and a Wigo. Anong pinagkaibahan ng McPherson type strut sa mga other type of suspension? McPherson type struts, they rotate on the axis. Okay, tandaan nyo yun. Na-discuss na yun kanina. If nakinig kayo, if you skip that video, well, ito na yung point na summary. Sa likod, we are actually on a torsion beam suspension. So, very, very common for Toyota cars. It shares the same style sa Vios, Wigo, Corolla 11.5 Gen, Corolla Cross. So, it's not a surprise. Layout niya, nasa loob, as usual, Gen 4, hitting you up with that latest generation of fitment. And today, right now, on this part of the video, we're going to discuss the vehicle dynamics ng kotse. So, layo muna tayo ng konti, itaas natin yung kotse. As we show you, makakapunta ba ito sa stock height? Yun yung mga usual na tanong eh. Can I bring it back to stock height? Yes, we'll show you right now. Okay ba yan? Ha? Stock height ba yan? Yes? Or maybe a bit higher? So, ang binoboast lagi namin dito is, you can go back to stock height and you can possibly lift the car a bit more than stock height. Full travel, 100 PSI. Ilan tayo? Okay, take note, this is a thick sidewall tire. This is, if not mistaken, is a 60 series, the 17. So, we have a good amount of lift. Ilang millimeter isang finger? 15 mm times 5, 60. Tama ba? Ay, 75. Tama ba? Yeah. So, we have a good amount of lift. Sa likod, parehas lang. Okay? Let's actually see if we can actually increase the height even more. So, so slightly na lang. Alright. So, yeah, that's the lift capability of the car. And then, of course, drop ulit natin yung kotse. That is the vehicle dynamics of the car. Vehicle dynamics meaning, how low does it go? How high does it go? What's the presets? Actually, let's show you. P1, P2, P3, then drop ulit natin. That's how responsive the system is. If you're a Raize owner, common questions yan. Alright, let's segue to the wheels and fitment of the car, okay? The wheels installed by this owner is a Enki. You can say Enki, you can say Enkei, depende. You know, it's a PFM1 in dark silver. It's on 17-inch. Anong recommendation natin for a Raize? Actually, very new siya eh. Depende sa trip nyo. If you like to keep that crossover look, this is nice. 17. Pero I would go for a 50 series or 55 series na goma kasi this car can go lower. The limiting factor of this specific Raize is actually yung sidewall ng kotse. The sidewall of the tires is hitting the fenders, wheel well already. Hindi pa nagda-drop yung shocks ng sagad. So, in a way, pag yung owner nagbaba ng sidewall or nagpalit ng tires to 50 series, posibleng bumaba pa yung kotse. Posible, quote-unquote, hindi ako sure. Pero, if I'm going with a Raize 18-inch with a 40 series, sobrang swabe na nun. Okay? What else? Yeah, that's about it. Sa likod, well, of course, may gap tayo. It's a crossover, hindi naman sa sedan. So, hindi tayo naghahabol ng fender to lip wars. Okay? Sa likod, okay? Ang tawag sa black part na to ay cladding. Very, very... It's actually a headache kung naghahabol ka ng fender to lip kasi hindi siya katulad ng ibang... Hindi siya katulad ng full fender. Okay? Full fender is bakal, so we can't roll these fenders or those claddings. Alright, final thoughts na talaga to. We don't have much time. The video is getting long. Toyota Raize is another example of the crossover revolution here in the Philippines, and not probably only in the Philippines, probably across the world. You're seeing a shift from normal sedans to crossovers. Unfortunately, that's the norm, and the market is pointing towards what people like, and this is what people like: crossovers, SUVs, big vehicles. Is it going to be a sad time for the sedans? We're not sure. Pero katulad nga nun, Corolla Cross, Raize, di ba? Then we have the ever so popular Avanza, buhay pa rin. Okay, the Veloz, the Avanza, Innova. So those are all crossovers, multi-purpose vehicles, APVs. So, makakapalag pa rin ba sila sa stance? Of course. Just a proper set of wheels, a proper set of drop, okay? And then, that's enough. Now, for the Raize, is it a difficult car to build? I would say not that difficult. We just took our time because it's a car that we first built. So we cataloged everything, made sure everything is perfect. Sinagad namin yung front, sinagad namin yung rear, whatnot. Okay? But yeah, what do you think? What do you think about the Raize? Comment down below. But before anything else, please like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon for the notification. Once again, shout out to the South Racers Club of the Philippines. Thank you for the support here in Fitment. And I hope to see more of you guys here at Fitment as well. Sa mga interesado, panoorin nyo na to. And hit up your friendly neighborhood Kyle for your Fitment engineering work. Okay? So that's going to be it. Thank you for watching, guys. It's been Kyle from Fitment Engineering, and you're watching Fitment TV. I'll see you in the next one. What else can we do for the catalogs of air suspension? Okay? Bye.